3 coming up for Detroit at the 28-yard line of Tampa Bay. This is Don Criqui with Sonny Jurgensen. We're ready to start the fourth quarter now. The Lions in command, 28-13. Danielson takes a look, lets her rip downfield, and all is caught by Luther Blue at the 10-yard line. Luther Blue going after the ball and coming down with it.
You don't make better throws than this. He led the receiver back away from the defender, and look at the ball. Thrown very early, coming back, Luther Blue.
Danielson has now completed 14 of 18 passes. He's only missed on 4 for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he's not done yet as we're early in the fourth quarter. Lions in the lead, 28-13. King, who has 1 touchdown run to his credit, won't get one here as the Buccaneers close it off nicely. The knockdown is made for a gain of maybe a yard. Leroy Selman, 63, was the first man to make the hit for Tampa Bay as Coach John McKay has seen his quarterback harassed and sacked 7 times in the game.
They'd like to know how to generate a little offense.
First thing you do is have about 3 guys try to block that Baker. Danielson looking for his 3rd scoring throw. Nicely defended against by Danny Reese. They are going to Dave Hill again. Danielson does a good job, Sonny, looking away and going back to the guy he wants to go to.
He did. He came very close to getting that one picked off. Well, he's trying to go right. You watch him. He's indicating that he's going to throw the ball right. The last second comes back and almost gets it picked off. Good defense. A couple of people banged up. One Tampa Bay player's down in the end zone. Couldn't pick out who it is.
Dave Lewis, linebacker.
Right.
He's up now, right?
David Lewis.
He's the guy that came across, made a play on the ball.
That's right.
Rick Kane goes back in the offensive backfield of Detroit now. Number 32 with the big back, Lawrence Gaines. It's usually an indication the Lions are going to pass the ball. Kane's a good receiver, and Gaines is a good blocker. They usually hold Gaines in, and see number 32 to the left swing out. 3rd down and goal from the 8. Selman makes a complete job. They get their first sack at a very important time. As Leroy Selman goes through, record the first sack of the day for the Buccaneers. They get Danielson back at the 21.
That's what they've been missing all day, the good pass rush. Didn't give Danielson time this time. Selman changed up his rush, came inside that time. Made the good rush in the big sack. Throwing him for a big loss.
So that'll bring up 4th and goal now as Ricardo's going to try a field goal. Be a 38-yard attempt. Danielson holding.
They were going to David Hill, excuse me, Don. They were going to Hill again on that same crossing pattern, but he didn't get the time.
Ricardo hits it plenty far, and he's got it right through the uprights. So Benny Ricardo takes his time and delivers it. And at the moment, the route is on as Tampa Bay extends its lead to 31-13 with a lot of time remaining in the fourth quarter. We have 13:01 to play in the game. Tom Scudeni set to kick off now for the Detroit Lions. Back deep again is Ragsdale for the Buccaneers. The kick is skipped downfield, picked up nicely on the short hop. Jimmy Giles, the tight end, gets it and moves the ball out to the 36-yard line. And there the Buccaneers will go on offense, 1st and 10. Ken Calicut coming down to make the play. Boy.
Houston trailed New England 23-0 in the second quarter. They have come back now and scored 20 unanswered points. New England leads. It's 9:03 left in the fourth period. New England's leading Houston 23-20.
Got a street fight going there at Foxborough. 1st and 10, Tampa Bay. Mike Ray on a timing pattern now doesn't take the deep drop, throws it and completes the ball. Doing a good job getting the ball out to Morris Owens. Or rather to Frank Grant, your old teammate from the Redskins, who joined Tampa Bay recently.
Yes, Mike is a little late with this ball. Watch that quickly. It's just a short turnout, a hitch up at him. Look how long he has to wait for the ball here. Ball should have been there a little sooner, Frank Grant. But look who comes over and gets in on this play. Number 60, Al Baker again. Thought he's supposed to rush the pass and not chase receivers.
Hello, partner. Must be a Lion fan here. A lot of the old Lions brought their young Lions back with them to this Hall of Fame day. Just short. Tampa Bay will be just short. The Giants in Washington. The Giants have gone in front in the fourth quarter, 13-6. Troy Archer, a defensive tackle, recovered a fumble and ran 20 yards for a touchdown. So it was a defender who scored the only touchdown of the day so far at RFK in Washington.
He's considered their best football player, isn't he?
He's a good one.
They're 4-0 over the Redskins.
8:57 left to play in that game.
See what Mike Ray comes up here with. He got
the down man on the sideline has first down up. They better get together on this.
I think it's 2nd and 1 or 2nd and inches.
Ray throws a home run ball. Oh, that should have been caught. Obradovich, the tight end, was fouled, though, for a second time in the game. You recall earlier they got a first down on a pass interference call, so it doesn't go as passing yardage, but it goes for the same distance as if it were completed, as Mike Burns is accused of fouling his former USC teammate, Jim Obradovich.
Boy, is he disappointed, Obradovich, for missing that pass. Had it right on his fingertips. Take a look. What a good throw by Mike Gray. Good protection this time against Baker and company. Makes a good throw. Hard ball to throw right down that sideline. Ball right on the money. And Jim felt he should have had it, but contact being made.
Pass interference. Defense, automatic first down.
Take a look right here. Watch this ball. Ball has gone through. He was making contact with his right arm. Mike Burns guilty.
13.
Ricky Bell thunders down to the 10-yard line. 3 tough yards. The knockdown on the play made by Detroit's Doug English, number 78.
To get back in the football game, trailing 31-13, they need to come away with a touchdown on this drive. They can't afford just to get a field goal. I don't imagine they would settle for one.
Now that you got a whole lot more you got to get out of the well before take more than 3 points to get back in this one. A lot of time remaining, though. 11:40 left to go in the game. Lions lead at 31-13. Tampa Bay challenging now. Ray into the end zone. Overthrown to Jim Obradovich. That time Burns was covering.
Pretty good coverage that time. The ball was high. Obradovich tried to stop and go up for it, but the ball sailed and got over the top of him. Good coverage. Looking at Mike Ray's stats there, 8 out of 13, 85 yards.
Lions go out to Oakland next week. That's always tough out there. Tampa Bay goes back to Florida, play the Buffalo Bills. Tampa Bay 0 for 7 on third down conversions. Here is a 3rd and 8 play coming up from the 11. Timing pattern. Morris Owens caught it, but he was out of bounds.
Yes, he was out of bounds. Ran out of real estate over there in the corner. That's a type of pattern. It's a difficult pass to throw because Mike had to throw the ball. They are going to settle for the field goal here. What do you think? Do you think they have a fake in their repertoire?
I think Detroit thinks they do. They'll be looking for one.
They better be.
O'Donoghue's kicked well has hit field goals of 27 and 49 yards. This will be a 28-yard attempt.
A lot of people playing pass defense.
Gets another one. John McKay said recently getting O'Donoghue, now that he's kicking well, has been like getting a #1 draft choice. 31-16 is the score, so it's a 15-point advantage for Detroit when we come back with 11:10 to play in the game. Neil O'Donoghue set to kick it off for Tampa Bay as the Buccaneers have a problem right now, trailing in the game 31-16, 11:18 left to play. We're at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. This is Don Criqui with Sonny Jurgensen. And see if the Buccaneers go for an onside kick here, Sonny.
Well, it's obvious that the way Detroit has lined up to receive the kick that they are expecting one, is they have everybody up
one guy
except
back.
one man.
Luther Blue. Old Blue is back there at the 7. It's interesting when you look around the league. There's a lot of quarterbacks like Danielson here that came in as a free agent to Detroit. Matt Robinson has done a brilliant job with the Jets, a middle round draft choice. You don't have to be a #1 draft choice to be a good quarterback if you get a chance to play all the time.
Need the opportunity to get with the right football team to find out if and then get that chance to get some playing time on that field.
O'Donoghue kicks it downfield into the end zone, and Luther Blue will bring it out. For a long way. One man has a play on him, and that man gets him. Coming down to make the play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was Jarris White, number 45. Our Luther Blue might have gone the distance.
What is unusual about the play here is that they were lined up to receive for an onside kick. He doesn't have the wedge of blockers like he usually has. Coverage wasn't real good. Bothered him here, and you see as he breaks out and returns this thing, ends up being a 60-yard run. Luther Blue. Jarris White finally makes the tackle.
Tampa Bay going after the football hard as it's driven down to the 40-yard line by fullback Lawrence Gaines.
Take a look at this. You can see, watch Leroy Selman. No, excuse me, Dewey Selman. But watch him come in there and take a shot at this ball, trying to get this football here. Oops, where'd he go?
He got part of him. Second down and 9 now at the 40.
They need a turnover now.
Caught but out of bounds. Got to take the ball inbounds. Freddie Scott.
Good recognition on their part, though. They came with a safety blitz, and you saw the back move up right at the end to block for Gary Danielson. He went to a single pattern, through the out pattern, but he was out of bounds to Freddie Scott. Good recognition.
The Lions coming into this game ranked only 27th among the 28 teams in passing, 117.5 yards a game. Only Kansas City averaged fewer yards passing game, and that's turned about today as Danielson's having his best day as a professional. Over 200 yards. Phenomenally high percentage throwing. Bill Gay, first-year tight end from Southern California, had a hand on the ball. That'll bring up 4th and 9, and so Tampa Bay will send in their punter, Tom Skladany.
Richard Wood forced him to throw that ball. He threw the ball a little bit behind Bill Gay then. A little disappointed in himself because he had to throw the thing early.
Houston has gone in front of New England after trailing 23-0. Houston's come back to take a 26-23 lead. Remarkable.
Both teams, one scores 26 unanswered points. And
that'll make Miami a very happy team.
Yeah, they're leading Buffalo now 25-17 in the 4th period. One of those years, isn't it?
Sure is. Up back. They snap it to Ed O'Neill. We were looking for this before. And here is Ed O'Neill taking it inside the 20 and down to the 15-yard line. So the Lions gamble when they wanted to maintain possession. It works. Ed O'Neill, one of 11 Penn State linebackers in the National Football League, a high school fullback, shows he knows what to do when he has the football.
Well, what a run. Boy, good blocking. Boy, he does look like a fullback, doesn't he?
Rick Kane made a big block on the play. That sprung O'Neill for the big gainer. A 25-yard run, and the Lions are challenging for yet another score. They lead the game 38-16, 31-16.
Lions have been looking for that big back. Maybe that's the answer.
King runs hard. He is stood up by Jarris White, the cornerback, turning in the run and then making the hit.
Get the ball to O'Neill.
Yeah.
Run him on the field.
That in the playbook. That's in the playbook now. They've done that before, the Lions. O'Neill has got 3 interceptions also this year, and he really can run them back.
It was a good area of the field for that type of play, especially when you're leading 31-16. You can take that gamble.
Bussey in the backfield as Danielson gets time, throws, broken up at the goal line by Jarris White. He's the best defensive back in the secondary of Tampa Bay, a 5th-year man out of Hawaii.
Well, he makes a good throw here, a little high with the ball, but Freddie Scott goes up. Just excellent coverage by Jarris White. Look how close, what a difficult job he has.
They've been waiting to use something they just flashed on the board up here. Who needs OJ when you have O'Neill? The Juice, of course, will not be playing anymore this season, or not for some weeks.
Good look at Gary Danielson. He's looking over the defense.
Going to be a passing play. Rick Kane gets it and squirms for a few more.
He gets enough for the first down, Don. That little extra effort got him inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. You see where the back is standing. They fake the safety blitz in. Nice little delay, little check down here. Missed tackle. Enough for the first down, and 1st and goal for Detroit.
Hey, the Lions look like a whole lot more than a 3-7 football team.
Well, they do. You see the miss right there. Dewey Selman misses the tackle. Just enough to knock him off. If he didn't, he would have scored. He knocked him off balance.
Rick Kane working hard for that final 4-yard carry. It would take the Lions back into the end zone. He doesn't get there. Got it to about the 2. An official timeout as they unpile. Now the clock starts up. It shows 8:25 left to play in the game. Lions 31, Buccaneers 16. Buccaneers have 2 timeouts remaining.
This is the most points been scored on Tampa Bay this year.
Yeah, they don't give up many.
30. The Chiefs got 30 against them, but they're 31, and looks like they're getting ready to trying to get some more.
End around, they go to Jesse Thompson, and the Buccaneers do a good job shutting it down. Those corners stay at home. Jarris White was waiting. He did not go out of position when the play went to the other side. Held his ground, then the run came at him, and he was there to make the hit along with Danny Reese.
Bonnett's also made a good play staying at home on that. They got away with that. They ran a little misdirection earlier for a touchdown when Dexter Bussey got in, and this time they were looking for the reverse.
So the ball is now spotted at the 6-yard line. What do you look for here, Sonny?
Well, I would imagine he'd put it in the end zone somehow with a little throw.
Is that what you'd be calling here? You'd be looking for Jerry Smith about here.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to find out where 81 David Hill's going to line up. Danielson wants a timeout. He wants to go over and make sure 3rd down play.
One of the best plays the Redskins had was really, I guess it was a timing pattern where Hill would just, or Jerry Smith, the tight end, would just run a slant out in the corner of the end zone. You lob the ball ahead of me, dive at it. Remember that one?
I remember. It worked a lot.
We'll be back very shortly with the Lions in the lead 31-16 and challenging again. Monty Clark doesn't look like a man who has a 31-16 lead, and the football down close. John McKay, implacable as always. You never know if his team's up 50-0 or behind. It's one of the reasons he's been a successful coach for a lot of years. He doesn't let it fly away with him. Danielson throws. There's a penalty marker down. This one's going to come back as Dave Hill reaches in, looking for his 3rd touch of the day. Penalty marker down with 7:12 to play.
David Hill, right before the snap of the ball, was moving. He moved out a little bit and reset himself. I think they're going to call him for motion. Again, looking for 81 again, huh?
Yep.
See what the penalty will be.
81's been the number that Gary Danielson has searched out. He's hit him 7 times in this game for almost 100 yards in receptions and 2 touchdowns. 7:12 left to play in the game.
You take a look at this play that it was a little delay pattern again as we listen for the call.
Illegal motion, number 81.
There you go.
Repeat, 3rd down.
They caught him. Watch what David Hill does with the football here right at the end, trying to break the plane of the goal line as he's running with it. He's delayed. He cut back in, sticks it out. Now watch this. Here he sticks the ball out, trying to get it, and he just, I think he breaks the plane of the goal line while he's down way back on the 3-yard line.
Here comes a blitz. Danielson rolling out. In pursuit is Kohler. Danielson throwing on the run. Incomplete. It'll be 4th and goal now. And Ricardo in the field goal unit comes out. Tampa Bay's defense starting to smoke now and get after the quarterback, but Danielson for the most part in this game has had ideal amounts of time to throw the ball, and the subsequent numbers he's compiled certainly indicate that, as he's completed over 75% of his passes today.
Tampa Bay's defense has been on the field a long time too, because look at the field position. Luther Blue Rant returned the kickoff 60 yards to put him in plus territory, and again they're coming up with a field goal attempt.
Danielson holds. Ricardo set to kick it. Up, and it looks long enough. He's got it again. So with 7:02 left to play in the game, the Lions extend their lead to 34-16. We'll be back with us to the game in a moment. We're set to go now as Spadani will kick the ball off for the Detroit Lions. They're in the lead 34-16. Again, the high spinner that Ragsdale will field at the 9. Ragsdale takes it out to the 31-yard line, and the Tampa Bay offense comes out 1st and 10. If you're a collector of anything, a special show you'll enjoy tonight on 60 Minutes at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central and Mountain Time. Then David Jansen heads an all-star cast in the premiere of The Word, Irving Wallace's novel Put to Scream. Dallas follows, and you'll share tense moments with the Ewing women, who are staggered by reports that Bobby and JR are missing in a plane crash. With all 3 programs tonight on CBS. There's another little Lion fan enjoying the proceedings here today as the Lions are having their best game of the season.
We have a final. Houston upsets New England 26-23.
That is after Houston trailed in the first half 23-0. Timing pattern. Mike Ray lets her fly. Boy, he's right on the numbers again, but Frank Grant can't hold on.
Frank Grant just kicked the 30-yard mark about 15 yards in. I don't know if he'd have been in bounds if he caught the ball or not.
There is the final in from Foxborough. Houston 26, New England 23. A deciding play in that game. Dan Pastorini throwing 10 yards to Richard Castor to bring New England down to its 3rd loss of the season. Patriots are now 8-3. The Miami Dolphins are holding to a 1-point lead at Buffalo, 25-24 late in the game. Final score in from Philadelphia. The Eagles have defeated the Jets 17-9. So the Eagles go 6-5 on the year. Pass in the flat is thrown out to Mucker. Lawrence Mucker takes the ball. Knocked out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Here it is again.
You can see just a drop pass from ground level. Didn't get himself set as well as he has been early in the game. Mucker makes the reception, and guess who's there? Mike Burns. Denver gets another touchdown. Lonnie Perrin ran one in, 2 yards. They now lead Cleveland 19-7.
Mike Ray takes a look, swings it out to Ricky Bell. Ed O'Neill makes a play on him, can't hold on. But then the rest of the Lions close him down and knock him down to the 34-yard line. And the clock runs. 5:50 left to play. Here's the final in from Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The Eagles winning their 6th game of the year, beating the Jets 17-9. The Jets fall to 6-5, and Gary Danielson taking a rest now while the Detroit defense is called on.
Boy, he's had a good day. He's got to be pleased.
He's got to be very pleased. He's had a brilliant day.
With a minute left in the game, Mike Thomas ran one in from 1 yard. It's now 13-13.
The punt rolls downfield and out of bounds at the 14-yard line, and there Detroit goes on offense 1st and 10 with 5:14 left to play. So you know that the Lions will be looking to run the ball. Tomorrow night on CBS, watch for MASH 1 hour earlier than usual, 8 o'clock, 7 Central and Mountain, followed by One Day at a Time, also an hour earlier than normal. Then stay tuned for one of the season's major dramatic events, The Word, based on Irving Wallace's powerful bestseller. It stars David Jensen, James Whitmore, and Florinda Balkan. The Word, Part 1 tonight, Part 2 tomorrow night on CBS. Rick Kane, number 32 in the offensive backfield of Detroit. Lawrence Gaines in there with him. They want the big backs who might not fumble. Gaines looking, turns upfield, cut down at the 11. There's a penalty marker down.
Gaines carried the ball.
5 minutes and 7 seconds left to play in the game, and a penalty marker goes down.
Be careful here. You want to be careful. Ball backed up here, close to the end zone. You don't want to make any mistakes. Especially leading 34-16. You don't want to make any mistakes. Of course, you certainly would like to force one. Dewey Selman over talking to the official about what his alternatives are. He may push him back a little bit. See what the penalty is. If it's a 10-yard penalty, a holding thing, get him back near that, back him up a little bit.
Dexter Bussey goes back in the game now, Sonny, for Rick Kane. Ball is set back to the 7-yard line. And here's the call.
Holding, number 32, offense, half the distance penalty, repeat first down.
Let's see why Kane came out.
No, that isn't the reason. I think he's sending in a play. Alternating backs.
Dexter Bussey breaks free out to the 18-yard line. He'll be 5 yards short of a first down. Curtis Jordan, number 25, coming up to make the play on defense, along with Dave Lewis.
And again, that was the same type of play that Horace King broke for 75 yards earlier. Didn't look like he was going to get a lot of yards out of the play, and he keeps running and picks up a substantial gain.
The Atlanta defense ranks among the top 3 in the entire National Football League in total yards allowed a game by running and passing. The Rams are first, Atlanta second, Tampa Bay's third, although Detroit has penetrated this Buccaneer defense consistently today. Rick Kane runs, not for very much. The Buccaneers shut it down quickly, a 2nd and 6 carry, resulting in only about a yard. Here's a final in. Denver defeated Cleveland 19-17.
Kane carried the ball. Picked up by Lewis. Kohler.
And the clock keeps running. It's now the ally of the Detroit Lions. 3:55 left to play.
Giants in Washington go into overtime.
Wow. Rick Kane and Dexter Bussey are the setbacks for Detroit. No gain, and Detroit will have to punt the ball back to Tampa Bay. Danny Reese is dropping back as a single safety. Bill Kohler was the man who came in. As we just said, the Lions, the Giants and the Redskins in overtime, 13-13. That's at RFK Stadium in Washington, and now Skladany is back inside his 5-yard line. The Lions with 400 yards total offense in this game. 193 passing. Delaney hits a knuckleball high and not very deep. Reese comes up on it. Makes one move and gets some yardage, and Danny Reese down to the 46-yard line, and with 2:38 left to play, the Buccaneers go on offense once again, but they've got a long way to go as they trail in the game 34-16. We'll be back at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan with the stretch run in just a moment. There's the final. Denver beating Cleveland 19-7. Down the middle, the throw goes intended for Mucker. Gary Huff in at quarterback pitches the ball for Tampa Bay. Mucker was open. Little too much lead on him. Let's see what we have here. Buffalo and Miami. Right down to the wire there. Miami still holding that 1-point lead.
Minute and a half left in that game, Don.
Well, we have a moment. I'd like to thank our spotter, Ed Riley, our statistician, Jerome Neal, Buck Jersey, the digital dandy from Detroit. Two minutes and 34 seconds left to play, and here's the penalty call.
Number 64, offense, repeat first down.
Greg Horton called for the hold as Gary Huff is in the game at quarterback for Tampa Bay. Hasn't played very much this year, as you see. Mike Ray is going to wake up tonight screaming and seeing number 60 jumping on him. Gary Huff takes a look, throws it hard. Morris Owens, looking back at the ball, had a hand on it. Incomplete.
He looked like he was surprised that the ball was thrown in his direction.
He did.
It was really like a clearing pattern. He was just kind of running, kind of angling out to the sidelines. Don't tell me you're going to tell me when you're going to throw it to me.
So that'll bring up second down and 20 now for Tampa Bay. Less than 2.5 minutes to play in the game. The ball to the 43-yard line. Mucker is wide to the right. Wide to the left is Frank Grant. Morris Owens also in the game. Three wide receivers in, a lone setback. George Ragsdale is in. Huff getting more time now. Throws it. Man, Tampa Bay is just not looking at the ball. Giles had it right to him. Looked away at the defense as he had the ball came in and dropped it.
Yep, he had enough for the first. After the penalty, he wouldn't have had enough for the first down.
Updating the finals that are in. Philadelphia beat the Jets 17-9. It was Denver over Cleveland 19-7. Houston, trailing 23-0, came back to upset New England 26-23. In overtime at RFK Stadium in Washington, the Giants and the Redskins are tied 13-13. Washington won the toss and has the ball to start the overtime. Miami is leading Buffalo with very little time remaining, 25-24. Huff takes a look, swings it out, too much on it for Jim Obradovich. Incomplete.
Well, Gary Huff didn't have any luck, did he? He threw one behind Morris Owens, who just kind of flailed at it, and he goes to Giles, who knocks it down, and this one goes to Obradovich's hands. 0 for 3, that's what it shows.
Yep. Yeah, when they put the numbers in the book, it doesn't put in there for drops, does it? There is Freddie Scott back deep now for the Lions. Dave Green ready to play. He's going to throw a pass. You better get rid of it. Home run ball. It's up for grabs. Danny Reese catches it. First down. 4th and 20, and Dave Green is 1 for 1 and flat on his back.
What a play, huh?
He got wrapped once he released the ball. Coming up to hit him very unkindly was Dan Gray, a defensive tackle out of Rutgers, a rookie. So Green is down after completing his pass. He never saw the payoff.
Maybe let Mr. Green throw the ball. Watch this. Just throwing it down if he gets a long interception, but look at the job that, does Dan Gray ever hit him? Good smart play by Danny Reese to come back and catch that ball. If it's intercepted, it acts just as a punt anyway.
So Dave Green still being attended to. Looked like he took a hard shot in the shoulder. He's up. Medical report on Nat Terry of Detroit, who was shaken up earlier. A pinched nerve in his neck, not a serious injury. Two minutes and 3 seconds left to play as Dave Green goes off. A little the worse for his first completion.
And let him go out and throw some. Gary Huff didn't have any luck throwing it. At least they come back and catch David Green's.
John Unitas once told a Baltimore punter who threw an interception, "That's what we have quarterbacks for. You're not supposed to be doing that." We have the 2-minute warning being given here at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. 2 minutes left to play in the game. Detroit holding to a 34-16 lead over Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers on the 4th down pass by punter Dave Green will have the football. We come back first and 10 at the 36-yard line of the Lions. Our thanks to these fine gentlemen for their good efforts again today. Our producer Bob Rowe, our director Jim Silman, associate producer Jay Frommert, Artie Tin and Ted Beimel, field operations John Pumo, Harold Schutzman, Tom Duffy, and Sal Ruvo. Also complimenting a very fine, as usual, CBS technical crew. 2 minutes left to play at Tampa Bay now with the ball, trailing the Lions here in the Silverdome 34-16. Gary Huff looks down the middle, wide open is George Ragsdale. This will go for 6. In goes Ragsdale for a touchdown. George Ragsdale just shot up the gap, didn't even swing out. He was wide open. They had double-double on the outside receivers.
Somebody made a mistake in the secondary here. Should draw up a batch of these plays, print up a batch of them. Wide open. That's the kind you can miss. Look at this. Jumping to make sure. Cradle the ball, gets in front, easy touchdown. Boy, he came out of no place after the little fake. Ran a man back in motion. Somebody obviously blew the coverage.
O'Donohue hits the point after, and now it's a 34-23 game. But that also leaves a lot for Tampa Bay to do in the last minute and 54 seconds, particularly when Detroit's going to get the ball right now.
The Bears have come back against Minnesota, Don. Walter Payton scored his second touchdown of the day, a 19-yard run. They now trail Minnesota 17-14.
Some excellent tennis action coming up next Saturday, live at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. The coverage of the Series Championship of Women's Tennis from Palm Springs, California. Chris Evert defends her title. Others in the field include the reigning Wimbledon champion Martina Navratilova, former Wimbledon champion Virginia Wade. The field of 8 was chosen based on points earned for tournament placings throughout the year in 28 international events. That's coming up next Saturday. The Series Championship of Women's Tennis, live at 3 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS. 1:54 left to play in the game. Luther Blue is back and waiting for the Lions, but it's unlikely the ball will get to him. It's quite probable the Buccaneers, who have just 1:54 with which to work and trailing 34-23, will try the onside kick.
Miami hung on to win over Buffalo 25-24.
Little chip shot. Fielded over the shoulder very nicely, and falling down with the ball. That's as far as he wants to go, is Leonard Thompson. So the Lions get the ball back. 1:50 left to play. There is the final, a nervous one, but the Dolphins win for an 8th time in 11 games this season and tie New England for first place in the AFC East as the Patriots were upset by Houston 26-23.
Buffalo plays them tough in Buffalo, but they usually prevail. I don't think they've have they beaten
18 straight losses,
something like
mistaken.
18, yeah.
The Bears starting to get their act together a little bit at Minnesota, have come back now to trail Minnesota's 14 for Chicago on the bait and run. 17-14 the score.
And the overtime game in Washington, Mark Mosley missed a 35-yard field goal in Washington's first possession.
He missed it, huh?
He missed it.
So the Giants get the ball.
The Giants take over.
Lawrence Gaines runs, and not very far out to the 40, but the Lions are not interested now in any great distance. They are interested in the clock, and it's ticking. 1:33, 32, 31 and running. Less than a minute and a half to go now as the Lions huddle at their leisure, leading the game 34-23. Quietly, they break the huddle.
Quietly.
Slowly.
Tiptoe up to the line of scrimmage.
You get 30 seconds to get a ball in play, and they're using all of it. Danielson hands off. Lawrence Gaines runs. He gets to the 45-yard line. He'll be short of a first down. But the clock winds on. And out for Tampa Bay in this one. Lions will go to a 4-7 record with a victory here today, as will Tampa Bay be 4-7 after today's play. In the third quarter, New Orleans has opened up a 17-3 lead over Atlanta. Now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Sonny, are taking one of their final timeouts. Here's the Green Bay Packers have just come up. Now here, first of all, Green Bay is leading Dallas 7-0. Barty Smith ran out a yard away for a touchdown. Mike Ray was 10 for 17, but that doesn't tell the story. The story was 7 sacks that were perpetrated against him. And of course, you saw Gary Danielson's superb game. Best ever as a professional. Doesn't look like Greg Landry will be back in again soon, but you never know in this league. You need more than one quarterback, that's for sure.
Well, you do, and notice how many have been injured this year, Don. Everybody's had a lot of problems with keeping their quarterbacks healthy. Tampa Bay has one timeout left, but only 56 seconds left on the clock.
And you know that the Buccaneers aren't going to try anything but get the football, and Danielson's going to be very content to fall on it. Tampa Bay has the football. Seconds left.
Is this something they go the entire game without making, except that the lateral that cost them that they failed to recover? Now they come up with the last minute of play, come up with a costly turnover.
Crowder and Reese off the bottom of the pile, so Tampa Bay gets another shot at it. Gentleman lost his shoe.
He's taking his clothes off already. He's taking his shoes off. Wait till the game's over, Randy.
Tim Mazzetti has just kicked a field goal, and New Orleans now leads Atlanta 17-6. 47 seconds left. Gary Huff will be pitching. If he can. In this particular play, he cannot.
Number 8.
8 sacks. Curafori was through along with John Woodcock. Woodcock is limping off. 8 sacks for the Lion defense. Looks like the Lions of the days of Sam Williams, Darris McCord, Roger Brown, and Alex Karras.
They could come at you.
No one can attest to that better than yourself. Penalty marker down. McKay might have been fouled running a deep pattern. Luther Bradley defending against him.
Well, they give him an automatic first down, but it'll be 28 seconds. If we can pick up what happens here to Mr. McKay. Little move here. That's one move. Oops, let me by, please. That was in the 5-yard. Maybe they're going to call. Did they grab him by the face mask?
That's going to be a defensive penalty and an automatic first down.
Holding. Number 27 defense. Automatic first down.
San Francisco got on the board first. Field goal. They lead St. Louis 3-0 in the first quarter. Ray Wersching had a 45-yarder.
Throw is completed to McKay. But there's a penalty marker down as McKay goes down the 28-yard line. So we delayed the inevitable a bit longer. Green Bay and Dallas underway with the Packers in the lead 7-0. Dave Revis might have been called for holding. You'll see who the number is that's called out.
Also looked like they lined up in a illegal formation too. They had 2 men on the line of scrimmage on the left-hand side that went out for passes. You're right. I think they did get a holding call out of it.
At this point, no one's on the edge of their seat at Pontiac, Michigan. 16 seconds to play. The Buccaneers firing and falling back now on the penalty to the midfield stripe.
Holding, number 75, offense, repeat first down.
Revis is called for the hold, and he's got Baker against him. In fairness to Revis, he's got a full load to handle today. Not too many guys wouldn't be called for holding in this game.
I think they've taken out Baker now. They put in Dan Gray to give him a little work. They have in Gray, Bill Cook. They said Al's had enough sacks for the afternoon.
5 is enough. That's his quota. 16 seconds left. Tampa Bay shuffling plays in and out. Gary Huff has come on to quarterback the team in the 4th quarter after Mike Ray, the starter, had a great deal of difficulty eluding the pass rush of the Detroit Lions. Coach McKay, little can be said at this point. Just didn't go the Buccaneers' way today as Detroit had its best football game.
They did the best they've looked offensively, and Danielson has to be his best performance on the year. What you say, the last 3 games he'd been throwing 64%, had another outstanding day today.
Swing pass goes out to Johnny Davis. Johnny goes down at the 44-yard line with 7 seconds left. And that will be it. The clock runs out. And the Lions are roundly cheered by those remaining as they get their 4th win of the year, beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34-23. Now for Sonny Jorgensen, this is Don Cricky. Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.